Hi everybody, Angie Cameron here from Direction, and I've got Ruth Monroe, who's just recently got married actually, on top of Arthur's Seat in Edinburgh, and it was a blustery day, wasn't it? And you got married to Andy.
Very windy.
Very windy. But Ruth also owns Edinburgh Fermentarium. I don't know if you've ever tried fermented foods before, but check out, if you Google Edinburgh Fermentarium, and you'll check out Ruth's products that she has there, everything from kimchi to, what's the... Yeah.
All different types of kimchi and sauerkrauts, lots of different flavours. I think there's something for everyone. You've got your particular favourites, haven't you?
I've got my favourites. And it's interesting because even although my head went slightly blank there on Ruth's product, I actually know them really well. Kimchi's not, I know it's a real favourite of other people's, but the reason I'm actually interviewing Ruth today is I'm going to ask Ruth about how she's benefited from mindfulness, about bringing it into the workplace, especially with her being self-employed. But in particular, Ruth came to me to speak about her anxiety about public speaking. And I know as a businesswoman myself that we all have to do that. It doesn't matter whether it's videos like this on social media, Facebook, LinkedIn, or on Instagram, or public talks to other people. And when I first met Ruth, so it was about this time last year actually, and Ruth was having her stall at Leith Market, and my daughter Ella and I had walked along because I'd heard of Ruth's products before, and Ella had just made pickled cabbage, and we were kind of just getting in more of that. I was getting more into understanding the real amazing health benefits of fermented foods, and I bought some stuff off Ruth, and Ella was very excited about it as well. What happened then, kind of middle of last year, was Ruth came to me and spoke to me just about using mindfulness for anxiety and about, building our confidence about public speaking, like I said, social media. So I've got 2 or 3 questions that I want to ask Ruth, but I've got a wee slight confession for you. Is actually, this is Ruth's first time in this kind of situation, in this setting. So this is a trial for her. It's a risk taking, and whether I think somebody's employed or self-employed, I think it's about kind of pushing our boundaries, about taking risks, and what's the tools and techniques we can use to kind of go that next step within ourselves personally, but also professionally. So the questions that I kind of wanted to ask, I guess I'm wondering how, if there was 2 or 3 things around mindfulness helping your public speaking, helping your anxiety around that public speaking, how do you feel that it's helped, Ruth? Because I also know actually you did your speech on your wedding day as well in front of all your guests.
So that was quite a big step for me, and I felt actually that I did it really well. So I guess what you had helped me with was just remembering to breathe, to stop me getting too anxious beforehand, and practicing it out loud the week beforehand 4 times a day, really. That really helped. Yeah. Because I knew it inside out. And
and I think what's happened there, Ruth's touching on her speech, and she came in today and she was really pleased on how her wedding speech went. But a few things on public speaking, how mindfulness can help, and the exercises around that is moving those kind of maybe negative, a bit more irrational, a bit more criticising thoughts of ourselves when we're kind of wanting to do something but we think we're not good at it. So building that confidence in that way. But the other thing I think what Ruth touched on is just remembering to come back to our breath. So whatever we're doing, wherever we are, even if we're getting stressed, but particularly in public speaking or training, just to take those pauses and just keep coming back to the breath, allowing the full stops to be a full stop, and allowing us to ground ourselves. I know you came on the self-nurture retreat, Ruth.
Yeah.
That was, what was that? Just about 6 weeks ago now? 5-6 weeks ago?
It was like longer, but yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that was a lovely day.
Okay, so I'm wondering if you could tell our viewers kind of what was so lovely about that.
Well, it was taking a day off on a Saturday, where
Mhm.
I always work on Saturdays, and just taking some time for myself. And we had just really relaxful meditations, talking, you guiding us with meditations, delicious food, really nice
Mhm.
people.
Yeah.
I felt truly relaxed at the end of the day.
Oh, great, great. And it's, yeah, I think there's something about that. The people, the environment, the practices themselves, the exercises. It makes it truly nurturing, I think.
Yeah.
It truly nurturing. So just the final bit, because I do know the sun's coming in, kind of, but that's okay. That's okay.
Oh, yeah,
We're
I'm
just doing
glowing.
it. That's your lovely energy. I'm just wondering for people doing this. So this is your first time doing a video like this
Yeah.
on Instagram. So what's our next steps, Ruth, to kind of, so we're going to be doing mindfulness practices all the time, but what's your next steps in kind of taking this forward?
I guess doing my own live video on my own Instagram account, which hopefully I'll feel more comfortable doing after this one.
Yeah, yeah. And I know that I've encouraged you to do that, but also I think it's the weekend of the 26th, 27th. Ruth has there's a health and wellbeing fair at the Assembly Rooms in Edinburgh on George Street, and you're going to be talking then about your products and about, because I know you also run workshops on making your own fermented foods as well. So hopefully you can go and see Ruth's talk that weekend, which is the last weekend in January, and have a look at our products. Thanks so much. Thanks very much. You've taken the risk now. Well done. I knew you could do it. So we just need to take it that step forward for more social media and more public talks. Will be great.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So thanks very much for joining us.
Thanks.
If you've got any questions whatsoever for Ruth or myself, just type it below. Let us know if you're watching on replay, or any comments at all would be great. Okay, thanks very much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.